Hello, everyone, and welcome to a somewhat special episode of One for the Table. We're going to do things a little bit differently today. So, my name is Kim Chi.
And I'm John Kung, and I'm cooking today, or at least I'm going to try to.
So, John's going to try to record a podcast while he's cooking for me.
Yeah, so if it sounds like a little crazy, like I'm in the kitchen and stuff, that's because I am. And we're just going to, have a little chit-chat and see if we can do, like, this podcast thing while I make, like, dinner. And this might be, like, a more regular thing.
So, basically, we want to give you the experience of, like, being in John's kitchen as he cooks.
Even though I'm in Kim's kitchen right now.
Yeah, well, shh. They don't know that. We're just going to be chit-chatting as John makes me a fabulous dinner.
Yeah.
And what is on the menu?
So, I know, like, one of your favorite things is Indian food.
Yes.
And so I thought it would be fun to make you a vegetable curry.
Wait, I think we might have cooked the wrong rice then if you're making Indian curry.
Oh, it's totally fine. I specifically asked you to make my favorite rice because I think it'll be good with curry.
All right, so
Yeah.
basically I made the short grain Korean rice with like mixed grains. So it has like beans and like black rice and all that good stuff in it.
I love Korean mixed grain rice because not only is it like so obviously much more healthy because it's got like the beans and stuff, but it's just got such great flavor and textural variety, which I, as a Chinese person, always love. But it's still like mild enough that it tastes really good with whatever you cook with it. And so I decided to make a kabocha squash or Japanese pumpkin curry. It will be onion and coconut milk based. And yeah, I think they'll go really well together. And probably look really nice because the curry is like vibrant and yellow and golden, and the rice itself is like purple.
Yum, yum, yum. And then you're also going to add a little egg for protein, right?
Yes, we're going to add eggs as our protein source. Even though there's protein in the mixed rice because of beans.
Yes, but we can never get enough protein.
No, we cannot. Excuse me as I stab this pumpkin for a second. There we go. Okay, we're fine. This pumpkin is gorgeous.
Oh. Pumpkin is like one of my favorite ingredients.
Honestly,
it's like,
it is.
I feel like we, as Americans, generally do not eat enough pumpkin in our diet.
We definitely don't. I mean, it's pretty commonplace to eat, like in Japan. I know, interesting enough, kabocha is Japanese for pumpkin. But in Australia, if you look at this kabocha squash, they just call this just plain pumpkin in English as well. And I know they eat it a lot over there. It's my favorite. This particular squash is my favorite because it tastes very sweet. It tastes pretty much as sweet at times as delicata squash, but it's available year-round, unlike delicata squash. And delicata squash is like these smaller, longer, very soft-skinned squashes that you can only get like around late summer, early fall, I think.
And a lot of people try to like peel the outside, but the outside is totally edible too,
Yes,
right?
the outside of both squashes are acorn squash as well is totally edible. Oh god damn it! Hold on. Butter, stop it. Butter.
My dog has to eat everything that falls on the floor.
He's eating a pumpkin seed. I got it.
No, like that's
He would totally. I think I'm pretty sure these ones are safe for dogs. I've heard stories of like dogs eating squash seeds and then pooping in the garden and then like plants growing in the garden.
I mean, I would love that. I would love like squash growing in my garden.
Just in case, we're gonna be safe and not let him eat that.
I always have to be so careful whenever I chop onion and garlic, which are poisonous to dogs. And when you try to like fine chop onion or garlic, it's so easy to like, for it to like fall on the floor.
Right.
So I'm like, I feel like I'm playing with death as I'm like trying to chop my vegetables.
Especially because like butter, my dogs will like not eat things on the floor that generally they can't. So they won't eat garlic. They won't eat onions. Anytime I've seen them eat something that has fallen on the floor, it's been something that's been safe for them to eat. Like they won't even touch grapes if it like rolls on the floor, and But Butter has a tendency. Butter, what are you eating now? That's a rock. Stop it.
Literally, Butter will eat anything and everything. If he can fit into his mouth, like, he'll eat it. So anyways, the kabocha squash, I also like it tempura fried.
Oh, yeah, that's really good too. That's really,
so
really
good. It's like a tempura. And then also,
I like it steamed, and like I also like it like poached. Poached in like dashi is very nice as well. I'm actually gonna try cutting these nicely because I'm doing it for like not me.
Also, you can like cut the top off and like cook like an egg custard in the inside.
Yes, that's a brilliant idea. I've never thought about doing that.
You've never had that?
No. Poaching an egg inside a kabocha squash?
It's not poaching, but you make it basically like an egg custard.
Ooh, so like chawan mushi or like dan inside a... Oh,
Yeah,
that's
inside
brilliant. That sounds nice.
And by steaming it, you know?
Ooh, I've never had... I'm gonna have to try that. And maybe make a TikTok out of it.
Yes, please.
Why don't you make a TikTok out of it? You cook on your TikTok.
I can't let people know that I'm competent.
People won't stop doing things for me when they know I can do... Oh, this time you've been able to change your own light bulbs.
So while John is visiting, he changed all the light bulbs in my house for me. I don't know if it's because I'm like ignorant or like low maintenance, but in my house, when the light bulbs go out, they go out. And I'll just like stay in the dark. In my previous apartment, all the light bulbs like eventually went out. And when my friends will FaceTime me, they're like, "Why are you sitting in the dark?" And I'm like, "Oh, I just never thought about it."
Well, it's not even that. It's like the light bulbs are the kind that are like built into the fixtures in your ceiling, so they're not like so easily taken off. Like I had to use the screwdriver and stuff to get them out. So I don't blame you, but at the same time, like you shouldn't be in the dark in there.
I know. I need to be glowing at all times. Shine bright like a diamond.
Tell me.
What other ingredients aside from the squash are you using in this
Curry. So this is going to be an onion-based curry. So what I will do is I will dice and saute some onions, and in that I will put in also garlic and ginger. We have garlic, right?
Oh yeah, we have garlic.
We do have garlic. So I'll saute some onions, ginger, and garlic, and then in that I will add the curry powder and sweat the onions out, and add coconut milk to that. And then once everything is nice and soft, I'll add it to a blender and make like a nice curry. I'll make the sauce out of it. I'll also add some like whole spices, whatever spices you have. Maybe like Master Stock seasoning can actually take the place of garam masala in a pinch. If you don't have actual garam masala, you can use my Master Stock seasoning. It'll be okay.
Oh yeah, John. In case you didn't know, John Sung Kong has like a line of spices, which also includes Master Stock seasoning through Burlap and Barrel.
Oh, thank you.
I am not sponsored to say this, but John probably is.
I'm not sponsored. Those are mine.
Oh, they're yours? Okay. Well, support your local...
Support local drag. Support local chef drag.
Anyways, and the Master Stock spice blend is like something I haven't been figuring out how to use, so...
Yeah, so because it's a Chinese or Cantonese based seasoning, there's a good amount of anise flavoring in there, which has that licoricey flavor that a lot of people find like very polarizing. And I really think that like licorice candy has done so much to like damage and traumatize the palates of so many people because it's actually delicious. And once you cook with it, that flavor disappears and just turns into like a sweetness enhancing element. So it makes your pumpkins taste sweeter. It makes your sweet potatoes taste sweeter. It makes all your vegetables taste like a sweeter version of themselves. But because like it smells like licorice before you use it, people are hesitant to use it. But I think people should like, in general, just do the work and try to fall back in love with that flavor. Just don't eat the candy or the jelly beans. Licorice. Oh, sorry. I was about to say licorice jelly beans in a bag full of jelly beans that would otherwise be like tart is like the worst thing ever.
It is, but also like it's not that America needs to like fall back in love. It's just we don't know how to use licorice aside from like shitty candy. Like,
yeah,
where is licorice ever used in American cooking?
That's true. I don't know. If you use star anise, if you use fennel, if you use aniseed, you don't have to use licorice root to have that kind of flavor. So if you use those, you use that licorice flavor in your cooking. But otherwise, like if you don't, you really don't have any experience with it. But one thing that people like don't tell you is like licorice or that flavor, that anethol flavor, it makes things sweeter without adding sugar. So it's actually a sweetness enhancing thing. It's not adding anything to it. It enhances innate sweetness, which is why I like using it. It's a flavor enhancer in the way that like MSG is a flavor enhancer for savory.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. As someone who cooks pretty frequently and cooks frequently with like different spices too, licorice is like cooking with licorice is like a whole new territory that like I feel like someone needs to like show me like step by step, and give me a tasting. Otherwise, like I just won't ever do it on my own.
Well,
and I'm sure it's like the most same way like for a lot of listeners too.
Yeah. Well, we will be working with it here, and all I'll be doing is like literally sprinkling it in to the sauce on top of like on top of the onions while it's sautéing. Like, there's no special way to do it. You use the powdered stuff just as you would use any other seasoning mix. It just needs to be cooked a little bit in oil, whether it be by itself or with onions and garlic, just so it can activate by heat and release the fragrance and aroma, and then you'll be all good.
All right. Well, can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
And for those of you at home, if you ever want to use licorice in an easy way, get John's Master Stock Burlap and Barrel Spice. Look at me doing all the promotion work for you.
I know, I feel like we're on QVC right now.
For the next 20 minutes, the first 20 callers get not only one, but two.
Speaking of like QVC for the millennial age, I thought it was so cool that I saw like Kimchi Chic Beauty doing the TikTok live thing, the sales thing the other day.
Yes, so every day, so now TikTok is working with brands to make shopping easy for people, and Kimchi Chic Beauty is actually one of the first brands that TikTok is directly working with. So every day from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time, so that would be 7 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Central, where it starts. Kimchi Chic Beauty goes live, like on TikTok, and basically we offer like a special sale every day and like giveaway and things like that. So check it out. Our host Christian, she's like a fabulous girl. She's so funny. And then I join in the live sometimes too, and we make it really easy to see the products yourself and try out the products. And again, like special sales and giveaways. So
it's really amazing how this I guess new media wave that was TikTok, and how what Instagram was trying to do, and like to an extent YouTube actually is trying to do, like it all it's all turning into like QVC for Gen Z and millennials.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Instagram is like messed up because
they tried it so hard and they tried it too fast, I think. Because remember when they put that shopping button where they thought the post button was? That whole mess.
And no one wanted to use it.
Nobody wanted to use it because they didn't like... they didn't ease it in, and they didn't like involve any of the content creators. They were just like, hey, shop for this thing. Did you ever go into that? Well, I mean, like, we all accidentally clicked into it. That thing thought I was the most...
But like, it's just like, none of the products like looked welcoming. It was just like, it just looked like a catalog.
It looked like a catalog, and mine was just so stereotypically gay. It was just like shirtless guys hawking underwear and stuff, and I was like, this is not... I don't know who you think I am, but you don't have it. This is not it.
Yeah, mine was too. Mine was like makeup, and then like gay underwear, and then like pet collars.
It was such a misfire. It was awful.
The thing is, Instagram will be so successful. Just give people what they want, which is show people that, you know, like people's content in chronological order.
Yes.
And then maybe like between like the Instagram like videos or whatever, like throw in an ad, and maybe throw in like an ad between like the chronological order, you know, targeted ads.
Yeah.
And they'd be so much more successful. Because all people want, I want to see the people that I follow, content they post in chronological order, and I want to scroll till like I've scrolled it all, so I've seen all their content. But instead, it's showing me content from people I don't follow or don't even ever want to follow. And then I see it on my timeline, and it pisses me off because I'm seeing this content that I do not want to see, while my friend's content is like hidden.
Yeah. It just seems like Instagram has done like all the research and on what people want, but they're all run by like people who hate people, and so they design things off of that data based on the fact that they like just have no idea like how people actually interact and how people actually consume content. It's like trying to ask robots with no emotions whatsoever to like build someone a house. It probably works, but it's probably gonna be like functional and depressing and not intuitive at all.
And also, Instagram needs to like stop trying to be TikTok. You'll never be TikTok.
It's true.
Like, just be you.
Instagram will never be TikTok, and that's why they like lobbied Congress to shut it down.
Yeah, which is so dirty.
Yeah, well, that's meta for you though. Which is funny because the only presence that we have on this podcast is an Instagram page. Well, there goes our engagement.
Yep.
Mark Zuckerberg is like, well, shut them down.
I see ya. Give the account to the hackers. But okay, let's try not to spiral today.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry about the last episode where we kind of like sank into like a little mini depression, and we didn't even we were not even sponsored by BetterHelp.
Not yet.
They're gonna be like, oh, just give them a coupon code.
But call us. We are very much looking for sponsors. Since you're over there, will you fluff the rice?
Yes.
That's like one thing my mom taught me when I was making rice. As soon as like the rice is done in the rice cooker, you have to fluff the rice and then let it sit for 10 more minutes in the rice cooker.
The rice cooker actually like will beep after an extra 10 minutes after it's done for that reason, but you still have to fluff it. What do you use to fluff your rice?
I use like a rice paddle, but they're like serrated so the rice doesn't stick to it.
Uh-huh.
But I fluff it by like almost like cutting into the rice.
Yeah.
And not like scooping it and pressing it down, if that makes any sense.
I use chopsticks to fluff the rice.
Hopefully not metal chopsticks.
No. Wooden chopsticks.
Thank God. You know better.
Yes, I do know better. I know Butter, too, who's sitting right here, waiting for me to drop something.
Mm-hmm. How's the rice? Is it delicious?
Mm-hmm.
Did it turn out good?
Perfect.
I did something right today.
It's so fragrant, too. And also, how good was lunch today?
For lunch, we got naengmyeon, which is Korean noodles.
I remember the first time you took me to one of those, to that restaurant, because that was the first time. Oh, what was that restaurant called?
Yuchun.
Yuchun. Yeah, that was my first naengmyeon experience, and I was like blown away. Most delicious cold noodle I had ever eaten in my life. It was so good, and I was so happy to go back.
So if you've never had naengmyeon before, it is a dish that is very unique to Korea, and you won't find it in any other country. So what makes it so special is the noodles are made with, I think, like buckwheat or something, but it's really thin, but super chewy. And what makes this noodle special? It is the noodle comes in a beef broth that is frozen. Now it may sound weird if you've like never had it before, but it's not fatty. It's not greasy at all. Like all the fat has been like completely skimmed off, so it's left with like the clear essence of like the beef. That is like frozen into like a slushy.
It is. It has like the clarity and thinness of pho. Would you say?
But without like all the fat little pieces.
Yeah.
Just completely clear. And that has been turned into like a slushy. And then the noodles served in that broth with like cucumbers, a little pickled like radish, and like a little dollop of like chili paste, but it's not like hot. Mm-hmm. And a ton of sesame seeds. And then you can add like vinegar and hot mustard to it if you want to make it a little tangier. It is like the perfect dish for the summer.
It really is.
And then you usually get like a meat on the side with it, like a greasy meat, because the noodle cuts through the meat.
That's a kalbi, right?
Yeah. And they offer like a little kalbi and cold noodle combo, which we all got. Yeah, it is like the perfect lunch.
I also like the super pungent mustard that they eat with it. It's almost like a horseradish mustard. It's really strong. Mm-hmm. It's the kind that like really clears your sinuses.
I can never get enough of that noodle. I feel like I could eat it every day if I could.
Yeah, I like sulongtong in the winter and then Yangmen in the summer.
Even though you're supposed to eat like in Korean culture, you're supposed to eat hot food in the summer and cold food in the winter. So your body temperature is like same as like inside and outside.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's just hot food feels good in the winter and cold food feels good in the summer.
Yeah.
You can't help it.
I agree. I mean, like hot, hearty food, it helps you stay warm and it does such a good job. Like I can try to like wear like warm socks and stuff and whatever in the wintertime, but honestly nothing gets my hands and my feet warm better than like a really like gingery chicken soup. And it just like it gets into your blood or however it does, and it just does such a good job of just like warming your feet for like at least a few hours, unless you keep drinking it.
I like my chicken soup with ton of garlic, like a lot.
Yeah.
Like when you think like you put in enough garlic, like put more in.
Yeah.
And also with lots of black pepper.
Yeah. I like white pepper.
And then if I'm feeling extra flirty, maybe just like a little couple dabs of Tabasco.
Ooh, okay.
You know, Tabasco in like chicken soup.
What's your favorite Tabasco kind? Do you like the original?
The original, yeah.
I like their habanero one. Because it's like spicy, but it actually has flavor to it too.
The original has a flavor to it too.
Yeah. I just don't think it's spicy enough.
I feel like the beauty of Tabasco is like the combination of acidity with the spiciness.
Mm-hmm.
I
also like their Chipotle one. Their Chipotle one's pretty good too.
The Chipotle one's good too. I know sometimes like when obviously because you know I grew up like dirt poor, and sometimes our dinner will be like rice with like deli ham slice with like Tabasco on it.
I mean, that'll do the job.
Yeah. It is all very nostalgic.
When is your heart out again?
I don't have a heart out. I mean, it's a fitting. I mean,
what are you getting fitted for?
For a gown.
Yeah?
Because a drag queen can never have enough gown.
Of course not.
You mad, bro?
Might be a little jealous. I'm like down. I'd rock a gown.
Also, one of my favorite curry is chana masala, which is made of chickpeas.
Yeah, chana masala is so good.
I feel like chickpea as like an ingredient is also like so like underappreciated.
It really is. I mean, at least in America, it is. Like people use chickpeas probably most for hummus, which is really good, and I do love me a hummus. But like, just eating and probably like a garbanzo bean salad or something.
I'll check the garlic to make sure like it's not moldy. Well, you know, sometimes like the pre-peeled garlic gets moldy sometimes.
Yeah. This is good. Yeah, it's good.
Check the bottom of the bag too. You never know. Yeah, so actually one of my favorite recipe to make with hummus is with pasta. It's very simple.
I heard about using hummus and pasta.
It
I think I
actually
saw
works
Korean
great.
vegan do it for noodles.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. I've never tried it. I should try that. That sounds really, really... It probably is super creamy, right?
You can literally boil like any pasta and then put like hummus in a bowl and then you water it out with hot pasta water.
Mm-hmm.
And then you toss the pasta in there and just like coat it thoroughly. And then if it's like a little too thick, add a little more pasta water. And then you can chop in like any herbs that you have. I actually like to add like a couple like tablespoons of like chimichurri in there.
Damn,
'Cause
that
it's
sounds
already, like,
delicious.
Because they're already like seasoned like herb with like olive oil, you know?
Yeah.
And then it's just like the easiest dinner, and it's healthy.
Yeah, that's a lot of protein, especially like if you use like that protein, that chickpea pasta too, like that bunzo stuff.
And it actually fills you up very, very quickly.
Oh, I'll bet.
So, yeah, hummus pasta, try it if you have a chance.
And then report back and tell us what you thought or what you did with it, because we like to hear about stuff that you do.
Yeah, so we've been posting more on our One for the Table Instagram. So go ahead and give us a follow to keep us with our everyday shenanigans too.
Yeah, basically, I'm turning, at least for us, because we both have like access to that Instagram page, right? As if you can tell, we get into arguments with each other on the stories sometimes. But normally, I don't like post other people's restaurants and foods and stuff on my personal Instagram. But now, like, because going out to eat is such a big part of like what we do and what we talk about here, I'm like, yes, like now I can finally like post like other restaurant stuff somewhere and like show them off and stuff. Because before it was like confusing. If I was posting like other people's food, people thought like I cooked it and would ask for the recipe, and I was like, I don't know how it's made.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you're like, yeah, this is not my food.
Yeah, it's not my food.
That's not my name. That's not my name. That makes sense. Yeah, so the Instagram handle is @1 for the table.
Yes.
That's our branding. So what are you doing now?
So now I am just mincing the garlic and ginger. Normally I would put this and like grind this up in like a porcelain grinder or like a mortar and pestle. I never know how to say that. Mortar and pestle or pestle.
Mortar and pestle?
Oh, Butter's chewing on something again. Hold on. Butter, get that out of your mouth.
I think it's mortar and pestle.
I think it's mortar and pestle too. There we go. Ugh. Gross.
What was he chewing on this time?
Huh? It was like a piece of ginger that fell on the floor.
Oh my god, this dog, you're so ravenous. When will you ever be satisfied? What else is in your mouth now?
Oh, now there's a wrapper in his mouth. I just washed my hands, kid. Maybe we should just kick you out of the kitchen. This was a foil wrapping for a chocolate.
Like, I feed you. I give you snacks. I give you treats. Like, I give you cuddles. You get walks. Like, what more do you want? That you have to, like, go to, like, a corner of a floor.
He was looking at you like, bitch, I deserve everything.
Anyways, I love my puppy.
We all do. He's like my godson.
But anyways, back to what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. So I'm mincing garlic and ginger as small as I can with a knife. And so what we will do is we will add these both of these things in first. Let them cook a little bit and pretty much infuse the cooking oil with ginger and garlic flavor. That's when the house generally starts smelling really, really good. Then we'll add the onions along with the spices. Let all of those cook. I think I'm going to use your wok to make this because it's your biggest pan, right?
Yeah, walk it out.
Yeah, but okay. So we've got our garlic done. We've got our ginger done. We've got our onions done.
As someone like who cooks at home, I love the aromatics of like, ginger, onion, green onion, and even like cilantro and stuff. But it's like so hard to like keep them fresh at home.
Ginger?
All the time. Not ginger and garlic, but like green onion, cilantro. Those like.
Oh yeah. That's always like everybody gets into that mode. Is like, maybe I should get an arrow garden and I'll just have it in my house all the time whenever I need it. But then it overgrows and people just never use it.
Yeah.
They
and
just
also
get too
like
big.
it's annoying to go to a grocery store just to get green onions and cilantro too.
Yeah, it's true. And then you try like growing some like scallion tips in your window and be like, oh, I'm just going to try to regrow my green onions. And then 3 weeks later, it's like, I've gone to the store like 6 times.
Yeah. During pandemic, I think we all like grew our own green onion because we were bored. And it was like a TikTok hack.
It was.
But then it would regrow, but it would regrow like smaller and weaker.
Yes. Well, you'd have to do it like, it has to be in the sun. You have to do it like at full sunshine. You have to change the water every time.
Yes.
Like there's like a whole bunch of stuff that like would help it grow back stronger, but like it never really.
And then eventually like I forget to change the water and then it would get like nasty.
And moldy and like.
And I'm like, yeah, we're done here. This is the last time I ever regrew green onion.
I'm going to use the curry powder in your... unless you have like any kind of other curry powder in here? Or do you have just the one that's on your spice rack?
Just the one that is on my spice rack.
I'll mix that up with the master stock. It'll be fun. It'll be good.
Yeah. I mean, just meeting it, whatever. Just throw it all. Just throw it together.
We will do that. We'll do it. Okay.
When in doubt, MSG.
Yeah, MSG. We will also add just a touch of MSG. Oh, you got liquid seasoning. You got like Maggi seasoning here. That's nice.
Your Maggi seasoning is like good, but also like you have to use very carefully.
Oh yeah, I had 2 drops on an egg. That's pretty much like the extent of my use for it.
If it's too much, like Maggi seasoning is like all you taste.
Yeah. Same with like dark soy sauce and stuff. Okay. So I'm gonna use. Oh well, no. I'm gonna use a soybean oil. It's more neutral flavoring. So ginger first, and then just mix that up for a little bit. This is a cute rubber spatula. Got like pears on it. Yeah.
If it ain't cute, I ain't cooking with it.
If I like put my microphone to this, does it sound like ASMR or is it just loud?
No, it sounds like ASMR. Here, we'll let the folks hear the sizzle for a second. I hope everybody that's listening to this podcast is super hungry right now.
So now I am adding the onions to go along with the ginger and the garlic. And when you're making this for curry, you don't have to like we're not trying to caramelize this. We're just pretty much trying to sweat out the onions. So once they get translucent, then they're pretty much ready for the spices. So what is your favorite kind of curry? Is it the chana masala?
Okay, so before we get into that,
Yeah.
I'm like always so scared to use the term curry because I heard curry is like a colonizer term.
Well, yes.
And no. When it comes to like Indian dishes, like I always try to like not call them curry and call it by the specific dish.
Yes.
But then, like Japanese or like Korean curry, you're allowed to call it curry, right?
Yeah.
'Cause the dish is called curry.
Because it was also like that version of curry was what was brought by British sailors to like other countries. So Japanese curry, Caribbean curry, Jamaican curry, like those were all brought over by the British, and that is what it is as filtered out through them. So curry powder is a British construct and a product of the empire and imperialism, but the name came from what I understand, it came from the Tamil word for sauce, which is kare. So basically, curry in South Asia just means sauce, and that's why everything else has their own specific names, like chana masala or like sag paneer, which is the spinach-based green sauce with the South Asian cheese. But then somewhere else they would just call it like paneer curry or something like that. I forgot what they call it in Trader Joe's. I actually think they call it sag paneer in Trader Joe's.
Bro, I think so too. Honestly, like I love all curry dishes.
Yeah.
Like so much. It's just like my favorite food. I can never get enough.
Oh, I should mention that, like, one of the only existing and historic curry cultures that did not originate through, I think, British imperialism is, like, Southeast Asian curry, like Thai curry. I think that is totally unique for themselves. But that's me just saying stuff without access to Google right now because I'm over a stove. So
That's funny you mentioned that because I do love green curry. And I also love masama curry.
Yes.
But I also love like Japanese curry.
I mean, Japanese curry is so interesting because they use like sweet things in there too.
It's like a brown gravy, basically.
Yeah, it's like a brown gravy, but like that curry is the best to mix with cheese. Like not like paneer cheese, but like mozzarella cheese or cheddar cheese and stuff like that. Like that curry is like the best to pair with like any kind of like Western cheeses with. That's why you have like curry pans and stuff like that.
It also like goes great with like raw egg, natto. It's pretty versatile.
Yeah, it is very versatile. And mild. Like, even Japanese hot curries are just, like, I don't think they're spicy at all.
Yeah, I don't think anything in Japan is, like, spicy.
Yeah. I've seen a couple of Chinese curries, too. In Hong Kong, I've had, like, frog leg curry, and it has, like, a very strong, like, umami flavor, anise flavor. But then you also have, like, northern Chinese like curry flavorings, like in Uyghur cuisine where they have like the curry noodles and stuff like that. Those are really good. I don't know if that was brought over by the British though, or that like traveled along the Silk Road over time on its own.
When it comes to Indian, my favorite dish is probably dal tadka.
What's that?
It's like a lentil cooked with like oils and
dal.
spices.
Yeah. That's really good.
And it's so good. It's basically like buttery lentil like gravy is what it feels like. And then I love bindi masala. Because I love okra. Whenever I go to an Indian restaurant, like my top choices are Sangin Berta, which is like eggplant.
Ooh.
Bindi
And that
masala.
eggplant is generally really spicy, right? It's pretty spicy.
It can be spicy, but also it can be mild too. I've had it like both ways. But again, I can't speak on like what the true authentic like dish is supposed to be like because, you know. But do tell me if I'm wrong. Every now and then, I do love a good chicken makhani.
What's that?
Butter chicken.
Ooh, yeah.
You know? Like, I feel like it's such like a basic thing to say, but like it's good.
I mean, it's popular for a reason. I wish we had more options in Detroit like Detroit proper for Indian food, but we don't.
Did you know that chicken tikka masala is officially considered like the national dish of UK?
Yeah, it was invented there, right?
Crazy. And I think chicken tikka masala is solely responsible for me falling in love with ethnic food. Because I just grew up basically only eating like Korean food or American food.
Yeah.
And I ventured out to like an Indian restaurant when I was in high school. And it was like an Indian buffet.
Ooh, okay.
I think it was like $10 a person. But at the time, like, that was like a lot of money to me, you know? So it was like a special treat that I would save up money for.
But it got you a lot of food, though, probably.
Oh, I think I ate like 4 plates every time I've gone. Like, I would make sure I would like leave uncomfortably full. Again, like when you're poor, and you know, like you go to like these like buffet places. It's almost like, you know, like you feel like you have to get your money's worth and then some. It took me so long to realize like you don't have to eat like that to, you know.
Right.
It took me so long to like realize like how to like eat to enjoy, not like eat to
survive.
I don't know, survive and get my money's worth.
Right.
But anyways, the chicken tikka masala is like one of the first Indian dishes I've ever tasted, and I'm like, what is this dish that is like so creamy and like tangy and meaty, like that goes so well with this like fragrant like rice that like does not stick together at all.
Do you have tomato paste?
Tomato paste, I do not.
No? I'm going to use sambal and doenjang and see what happens.
Just like throw random things together.
Yeah.
I also have tomatoes.
Ooh, yeah, okay. We're in California. These should be like the best tomatoes ever.
Oh, you see them?
Are they in the fridge?
No. Oh, you think I put my tomatoes in the fridge?
That was
Excuse
a test.
me.
I don't see your tomatoes. Oh, here we go. These will actually be perfect.
Ha! He thinks I refrigerate my tomatoes.
It is actually okay to refrigerate your tomatoes if they look like they're about to go bad tomorrow. That is the only time.
But those are fresh tomatoes.
Yes.
I will not make a mealy by putting them in the refrigerator.
And actually, it's okay if you refrigerate your tomatoes and then you bring them back out and let them like come back to room temperature. Mm-hmm. Then they get to be like, I think they get back to like 80% of their like good tomatoiness. But yeah, obviously, if they look like they're gonna like get moldy or stuff like that, refrigerating your tomatoes is better than wasting your tomatoes.
Also,
always.
Sometimes like I do enjoy a cold tomato.
Yeah, if it's tasty enough.
When you were eating tomatoes growing up, were you like a salt or sugar person?
With tomatoes?
Yeah. I feel like every
You eat
culture does
tomatoes
it
with
differently.
sugar? Wait, who? I've never heard of that.
A lot of people eat their tomatoes with sugar.
Really? I'm adding sambal
Yeah.
to this. We need some
Good.
spiciness in here. Spiciness is vibrance. I've never heard about that. I've always thought tomatoes was a savory thing.
No, a lot of people sugar their tomatoes.
Oh, interesting. So they add, like, and then just eat it?
Like sprinkle sugar onto the tomatoes and eat it. Yeah.
Oh, no, no. I'll try it. What does it taste like? Have you done it?
No, I'm not a sweet person, so.
Oh, yeah, it's true. evidenced by the fact that I've eaten like all of your sweets while I was on this trip.
It's true. And I don't even care.
I know. It's like we're doing each other favors.
Exactly. Eat my sweets, fatty.
All right, come here really quick and take a look at this before I blend it and mix it with coconut milk.
Okay, coming.
Oh, actually, I'll bring it over. So this is what it looks like before I turn it into a paste. But smell it. Smells good, right?
Wait. Poison test.
That's just the onion. Yeah. We'll be right back. I'm going to blend this stuff real quick. I'm going to add coconut milk to it, and then I'm going to blend it. Then it'll be like the curry. Hello, everyone. We're back.
Back again. So John has finished cooking the curry.
Yeah, and I totally lost track of time the first time because I'm not in front of the computer, so I didn't realize it had already been like 50 minutes. But I was having fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to taste the curry now.
Yeah, me too. So I'm just dishing up the rice now. I know you have your thoughts on using Korean rice for curry, but I think it's going to be great. Basically, everything was put together. I blended all of the ingredients except for the squash, the kabocha squash. And I cooked the kabocha squash in the blended coconut milk and spices and ginger, garlic, and onions. So yeah, everything's like all really soft and tasty now.
Yeah, I wish all the listeners could smell my house right now.
Oh, it smells really
My apartment smells rich.
Yeah. There was no like star anise or anything in the house, unfortunately, but I use the Master Stock seasoning, which has all of that stuff in there already. So if you don't have that, you can use the seasoning in a pinch. And of course, I added like a little bit of salt and pepper as well, but you can add more salt if you'd like. But yeah, it's very, very thick. Probably needs just a tiny bit of salt and seasoning to touch. And you can like do whatever you want with this. As with there are like no rules in home cooking. You can do chili oil on top to make it spicier. You can do salt. You can do just salt and pepper if you want. You can do other spices or other spice blends. But also, this one's really healthy. Not much oil except to saute the vegetables. And other than that, it is all made just out of vegetables. The coconut milk is probably the most calorically dense thing in this.
But that's what makes it so yummy.
It is what makes it so yummy.
Also, it's good fat that burns fat.
Yes. I've never heard that before, but I'm going to believe it tonight.
Really?
Yeah. Where's that from?
'Cause there's like, I don't want to get into like too scientific thing, because but there's a good fat that burns fat, and there's like bad fat that gets stored in your system.
Huh. I have no idea. I'll give you the smaller amount because I know you're about your fitness right now.
Excuse me? Is there more for seconds if I desire?
Girl, there's more for the rest of the week if you want. Also, there was so much food that I made with only 1 pumpkin and 2 onions. So yeah.
Oh, what about eggs?
Oh, yeah, eggs. That'll be really quick. Hold on. Oh, wait, did you say you wanted hard-boiled eggs or do you want a fried egg?
Oh, whatever's quicker.
Well, I have hard-boiled eggs ready.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what do you think will be better with this concoction?
Probably a fried egg.
Then let's go fried egg.
I'm gonna fry you an egg. Hold on. That's gonna be really quick. But you can taste it first. Let me know if you need any salt or anything.
No, it's plenty salty already.
Okay. Oh, mix it around because I added some salt on top.
No, it's good.
Okay.
It's like creamy, velvety. From like the pumpkin.
Yeah. Oh, I've got green onions for it too.
Oh yeah, that little crunch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the sound of green onion. How does green onion just manage to brighten up every dish?
Everything is just so good. Because I know you have so many eggs to go through.
Yeah, so I don't know about the rest of the world, but LA was going through like an egg shortage. So whenever you go to a grocery store, eggs were either like $10 a carton or they just like didn't have them at all. And then they recently just went back down to like $3 a carton. So I picked up 2 cartons. Well, because I knew like John was going to be here like this week too. But we didn't go through as many eggs as I thought we did.
No, because I ended up also buying like Century eggs for your congee. So we ended up eating that a lot.
Honestly, egg is like probably my favorite protein.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just like so versatile. And it's so yummy. No green onion in your curry?
Oh, I will put some. I just wanted to get your egg going first.
You mean our egg?
Our eggs.
Oh, and there's the fried egg for my curry. Looks beautiful.
All right. I'm going to get mine all set up.
No egg for you?
Oh, no, I'm cooking it now.
So after we finish this podcast, what we should do is watch another episode of Beef.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
I feel like Beef is like the new show that everybody's talking about. But yeah, we've just been doing stuff all week and we haven't been able to catch up on the show at all.
Right.
Oh, that sizzle.
Yeah? Is that it? What do you think of the curry in general?
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
It's very hearty, warms me up from the inside.
Nice.
Sweet and salty, which is a great combination.
I'm probably using like a fifth of the amount of spices that I normally use because obviously I just don't have access to everything that I have at home. But I think I may do.
In my poor old kitchen.
Your kitchen is just
so
fine.
barren.
Your kitchen is just fine. But at the same time, you've seen my kitchen.
John's kitchen is very impressive. I'm sure you've seen it all in his YouTube video. That's what Detroit Mortgage gets you.
I'm going to eat over here so it doesn't echo. So how do you like it with the Korean rice, though?
Right, it actually works really well.
Yeah.
Because like the rice is like hearty from like all the mixed grains. It pairs nicely with the velvety curry.
It's very good. Could be a little spicier if you want some hot sauce. I'll get you some. But I think that's our show. Because we have to eat this and I don't want to chew on the microphone.
Yeah. So if you like this like format of us cooking and talking, let us know in the DM, One for the Table Instagram, and we'll do more of these.
Yeah. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And how does the rest of it go?
Don't be a hater because we don't like haters. And yeah, if there's any if you have any questions, feel free to DM our Instagram as well. If there's any guests that you want to hear us talk to, tell them to message us. Everybody's welcome on our podcast.
Totally. All right. I will see you guys later. Have a great week.